Right, all right, all right. Let's go, guys. It's grand finals time at best of 5. We've got Byun here, the man that does not like to scout in the bottom left side of Data C, and his opponent building a cheeky barracks right outside his base. This is Cure. And that's a single barracks, which tells me we might be seeing a bit of a tech lab. Maybe some cheeky marauders. Oh, yeah. So he's going to try and be building marauders inside the natural of Byun. Byun is not scouting at all. I often, after the barracks finish, like to send the SCV out to look for proxies. And I wouldn't even check here, I don't think. I mean, I didn't realize there's such a big little indentation over here. I mean, you're building a command center. There's nowhere your SCV can float on that command center while building to spot this barracks. That is actually insane, dude. A dirty, dirty, dirty spot here on the new map. And I mean, Byun. Oh, he's rallied to it. Oh, that's huge. As long as he pulls back. Oh, but wait, he changes. No, he checks. He checks. Oh, and he can get the SCV and then leave, maybe. Oh, careful, careful, mate. Careful. He probably could have killed it if he wanted to, but he's going to get a bunker up on the high ground. The SCVs go for the surround. Oh! Almost gets the surround, but not quite. But there we go. Oh, wait. Yes? No? Can you repeat the question? You're not the boss of me now. You're not the marauder of me now. The marauder does get taken down by the drilly boys. They're going to try and get back to the high ground. Concussive, not quite finished just yet. That should buy enough time for the bunker, especially if he does a zoning grenade there. So far, it's one SCV for one Marauder and one SCV. Great trade for Byun, but you gotta remember, he's losing a lot of mining time as well. So this is not free, guys, sending all these SCVs down for this long. But what it is great for is he's killed the Marauders before the Hellion arrives. And obviously, you can't pull the SCVs like that once the Hellion's here. So definitely a big issue. Now, Byun, he's gonna lose another SCV or two. The Reaper Marine Hellion will take that guy out. And the Reaper on the other side actually ran in, delayed the starport. So he actually kills another 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs in total. Byun is handling this beautifully. Now, this Marauder's going to pop out and get the Reaper. But, I mean, that's still trading a Marauder for a Reaper. The Marauder is the much more expensive unit, so... Tech Lab and Reactor now on the way for Byun. Does build his command center on location. He's going to have a much later starport than Cure. It's the kind of weak spot of what's happened early game. Medevac on the way, that's interesting. Okay, so he's going to go for like a little Cyclone drop potentially. And the Reaper does pull back over here. Command Center will go down for Cure. That's about 30 seconds behind Byun's Command Center. And looks like that third depot was a bit of a supply block. The Cyclone does now start up. One Cyclone and then maybe swap the starport over and start the Raven production. Be a pretty standard way to do this. As this barracks dips below 333 hit points, you can see it gets set on fire. So it will now burn down. Gives a bit of information, a bit of vision to Cure. But if he doesn't start a new barracks right now, he's not going to be able to build anything else. So that barracks, unless he gets an SCV over there to repair it, he will be losing that bad boy. Oh, Byun realizing he's like, dude, I think I'm going to lose this anyway. I might as well go in for a scout. 2 Hellions for free, though. Great pick-off for Cure. Now, Cure, you need to start another barracks right now. He doesn't have money. He wants to start his Cloaked Banshees. He wants to go for the double Cyclone drop. He's going to start the Banshee. Then he's going to start the barracks in a little bit. You can see he started it, cancelled it, started the Banshee. Very, very starved for money. And we've got a Hellion on the south side. You want to kill that Tech Lab just because it gives a little bit of vision to your opponent, but that means he knows that your Marines are out of position. Cyclone, 2 Marines, and soon to be a second Cyclone here on the defense, though, for it. Byun locks onto the medevac and quickly breaks it. Oh, great micro by Byun, but Cure does manage to get out of range. Well done. And that Cyclone going to move a bit closer. Send 2 drilly boys to heal him up. Ah, look at that. He says, hey, your depot's a bit exposed. Medevac needs to stay in vision. And he will get that kill. Oh. Oh, imagine if he pulled an SCV to repair instead of assuming it was dead. Now the first Banshee is nowhere to be seen. Where is it? Sitting on the natural. Okay, so he's waiting for 2 Banshees, I guess. He's going to send this one down the north side. You've got so many angles to attack this main base. It's such a wide front on a lot of these maps. Lots of harassment potential. I think is one of the cool things about the new map pool. There really is a lot of angles to abuse your opponent with harassment. It's not as easy to just turtle up and lock things down, and that is fantastic. Ooh, okay. Medevac takes a tick. Banshee on the way. We've got Magfield for Cure. My man. Third command center does go down for him. Similar time to Byun's. Byun's only got about a 3 worker lead. I do love Proxy Marauder into Magfield, Cyclones, and Banshees. This is actually one of my favorite TvT openings right now. I normally don't build it so close, though, where all the Marauders die. And I think that has hurt Cua's follow-up, because I think if they scout it and are kind of ready for it, you don't really want to lose the Marauders. You want to make him pull SCVs, mess up his mining, but you don't want to lose too many. So I think the early trades did favor Byun. Byun's got a medevac marine drop here, but he's not sending it in. Now, he's only got... That tank is very exposed to Cyclone lock-ons. Magfield gets cancelled, and Cua changes his mind. Instead, builds 3 barracks, so he's actually swapping to Bioplay. He's not going to play mech. Also 3 racks for Byun as well. Scans and locks onto the command center. Very cute. Did he just kill his own SCV? I think Byun just killed his own SCV, guys. Now, that's the first Raven popping out for Cua up against a Byun that has 2 Ravens that he juiced up already. He's already at above half energy, 111 on one, 75 on the other, right? 80 on the other. So it's only 60 energy with 1 Raven for Cua. Now, Cua has 4 Cyclones and 2 Banshees. So that's what he's relying on. And notice the Banshees are just waiting. He says, hey, you have Ravens. If I flew them in, I would have killed 3 or 4 SCVs with each and they would have died. But, oh, the Cyclone spotted in the dead space, and that is huge. Quickly has to throw down turrets. Cua was waiting for Byun to move out on the map, and then he was going to surprise him with this while the Ravens weren't at home. But those Cyclones moving out of that edge was actually huge there. So there we go. That Banshee goes down. That Banshee gets scanned and taken out. This is really bad for Cua now, who's also had this army get past his Cyclones. Is he going to be able to lock on and kill a command center? No, because he didn't get Magfield. He's going to go in for like a little counterattack here. And he says, okay, that's fine. I'll just trade with your Cyclones. Look, I kill your 2 Cyclones for free. Auto turrets will be able to take those out though, right? Especially with the tank popping in the Viking land. So well defended by Byun. He loses 6 SCVs there. And 2 Cyclones for 3 Cyclones. Not a bad trade for Cua. Buys himself a little bit of time. And he definitely needs that, because I think Byun's army is way scarier. So Cua's going to go for a drop, and he might die just because he really needs to defend. But hey, a few auto turrets went down. That's less energy on the Raven. If he can just barely survive, then maybe, just maybe. Cyclone runs forward. He gets a nice little lock on the siege tank. Gets some good damage on it there. And you can see the scan of Byun. Byun's going to go for an 8 marine drop straight into the main as well. He says, you're so focused on defending the front. I don't know if you can do this, dude. And he's going to allow his siege tanks to get forward. Great movement by Byun. And look at that. His tanks are now in range of the command center. The marine drop in the main doing some stim micro. Cua unloads on the other side at the same time. Byun's going to pick up that drop and keep those guys alive. He is in range of the command center. On the other side, though, he is taking damage, but the medevac flew into the turret and died, which is a big problem. Means Cua can't reposition. He can't extend or prolong this pressure at all. Vikings and the Raven come in, and he doesn't manage to get his auto turret down, but he's just going to go for the old land and clear it out. And Cua, his command center is in dire straits. SCV's going down. The marine drop came back in the natural. Looks like it did get taken out, but 25 SCVs have gone down, and Byun is starting off this grand finals in flying form. Remember, he smashed Max in a TvP, and he looked really good there. Cua was struggling, even though we got a 2-0 versus Reynor's Protoss. It was Reynor's Protoss, and he was struggling a little bit to finish him off there. But Byun, I think, is looking very confident today, very powerful. Third command center repositions to that side. Byun's got his 4th and 5th barracks and his armory on the way now. Does he have 2 engineering bays? Yeah, he does. No 4th command center yet. I think he'll build that on location any moment now. Actually, I wouldn't mind him building it up here. You guys know I really like to expand in front of my main base in TvT and then just like focus hard on defending that side of the map. Just because I think Doom drops in the main are so deadly, so I'd rather my army already be positioned to defend the Doom drop by defending my 4th base. Take an aggressive stance on that side of the map. Oh, sneaky marine drop. Byun, very nice. Gets in there. Could have probably gone for the SCVs a little bit earlier though, I think. Still going to do some decent damage. Good little distraction. But not the best focus fire from him. Yeah, he gets like 6 SCVs and a marine or 2. Does lose the medevac. Stays a bit too long. Of course, Cua can't really afford many more of these trades. He's on 41 SCVs, and he has decided to not rebuild workers. He is going all in on marine tank. He's got very similar army supply right now. These marines could actually do a cute little backstab if they want. Byun is indeed going to take this 4th on the top. No, he's not. But for some reason, he's sieged up there. I think he knows that Q is so far behind that a Doom drop's one of the few ways he could get back in the game. Kua is going to unload the army in the top. Byun is so well prepared for this. And look at that, he just stivs on top. Kua didn't even unload the whole army. He was not expecting this at all. Byun is just like, lol, 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 lol. Where'd your army go, bro? Marines also intercepting the rally. The Vikings do all go down, so a Pyrrhic victory in that regard for Kua, who now holds down the SCV key. He says, look, my Gambit, the Doom drop in the main has been spotted. I have to just change plans, maybe build some SCVs. And he says, nah, I'm still too all in. Look, we still need to just build pure army, and maybe he's going to invest a bit too much in upgrades and infrastructure. And if I can hit before the 4th command center, the 2nd factory, the 2-2 pays off, maybe we can do it. Byun, though, finding even more damage with a counter drop, and this is just slowing down a Kua that has not been able to force that favorable fight. He's trying to catch Byun out of position on the other side of the map, but he's just getting circles run around, and Byun has way more than him. I like the way Kua is playing. I think this makes sense. You know, gun down, everything into one big all-in, but he doesn't even have scans for vision. Stumbles into Byun's army, and Byun just has more stuff than him. Byun able to take a pretty decent fight there. Any trade's a good trade for Byun as long as it isn't, oh no, his whole army appeared in my main base and he sieged up in a deadly position. Anything that's approximating an even fight is amazing for a Byun who's up 33 workers in this situation. 2-2 is going to finish, as will +1, and he's going to do a nice stim, a bit of a spready, and he will be able to overwhelm this push. Very well done by Byun. GG. Kua knows the all-in's being held. Byun crushing it in the first map. Great find on that cheeky proxy barracks. No surprises. No surprises. I said he doesn't scout. Turns out the minimal scouting with the Reaper as it pops is good enough, man. All right. Crushing start to the series for Byun. Going on to Tropical Sacrifice. He's in the top right. His opponent, Kua, in the bottom left. Now, notice, guys, this map, you might think gray tiles, not the prettiest aesthetic, but what are these red bits? Yeah, they're blood smears, guys. I'm pretty sure those are blood smears that have stained the bloody rocks. Why do I say that? The reason is, if you look around, there's red crystals, so you're already thinking about, and pointy things, already very Tal'Darim, right? Very weird worshipy Protoss. You've got statues with spiky Alarak type pointy things on them and stuff. And yeah, I'm pretty sure the whole thing's a bit of like a weird, creepy blood temple. You got a purple fucking glowy thing there with spikes around. I mean, the whole thing's looking pretty crazy. Also, there's red crystals all over the map. They got their blood minerals. It's like blood diamonds, you know. Leonardo DiCaprio's on this map. I'm from Rhodesia. I'm not from South Africa. He's hanging out and complaining about the crystals and shit. There's fruit for some reason. Juicy fruits there, some yellow fruits, some nice ones. So it's kind of cool. You got like rivers here beneath these big old Protoss bridges. You've got some trees and stuff and some nice... there's actual beaches on the edges of the map as well. There's beautiful beaches with like seashells and stuff on them. It's a shame they're on the edges of the map. That's my biggest complaint about this map. You get some nice seaweed and stuff. But nonetheless, a pretty damn attractive map. And it's got hermit crabs on it as well, I believe, are the critters. So keep an eye out for those little spider crabs, I think they are. Hermit crabs, spider crabs? I don't know, something like that. Anyways, Byun once again not really going to scout. He does actually send an SCV this time, but he's actually doing a 1-Rax expand. Ooh, up against a more methodical 2-gas build for Kua. Now, Kua is a big fan of SCV scouting when he does this 2-gas build. So he did SCV scout this game, and at least he knows he's up against this. So sometimes people double down on the Reaper Hellion aggression, see if they can find damage anyway. Other times people in this scenario just straight go reactor, build the command center on location maybe a little earlier, saying, hey, I'm going to try and catch up to your greed and just kind of maybe speed up my starport and my Raven production a little bit. But it looks like a Reaper and an SCV is going to be the opening pressure. Byun is bringing a SCV down, and he's actually going Reaper into Reactor. Oh my lord, that's very dangerous, man. Reaper Reactor, if you get away with it, it's real good though. Oh, he wins the Reaper fight. And Reapers take so long to build. The second one hasn't even popped yet. So I guess it buys him enough time. As long as he doesn't lose the first Reaper fight, he's all good. Command Center is going up. Second gas is going up. Factory's going to swap over. So he's going to go Hellion production. If you overcommit up against Hellions, you can end up in a big spot of trouble. And actually, this is really early Hellions. So, oh, this must have been a gas first expand. I wasn't paying attention at the very start. It was a gas first for Byun. Otherwise, there's no way he has Hellions coming out this early. Reaper's going to get some good shots off. Gets a good bouncy grenade as well to buy himself some time. Hellions will be out at any moment. So I feel like this is really dangerous what Byun's doing here. And he realizes and leaves just barely in time. Very well done for him. Starport's actually no quicker for him than Byun. So I think Byun's probably feeling pretty darn good about the opening. If this Widow Mine can get out and get burrowed on the ramp before the Hellions arrive, he should be totally safe as well. Medevac on the way. Not going into the Banshees. Now, we obviously saw a fascinating series between Maru and Byun just recently. Maru and Bunny, sorry, in GSL, where Maru is doing a lot of non-Raven builds, and I love non-Raven builds. I think they're really fun. You can really find damage with your movement and get some good activity going. But Byun's playing a little more standard. As I say that, he's building Hellions still. 6 Hellions. Wow. And he's going a Raven. Tech Lab on the barracks, so he's going to prepare probably to swap the barracks and the factory around. We've got 2 Reapers, 4 Marines, and a Hellion drop. Now, if these 6 Hellions go across the map as this drops in, I mean, Hellions can do way more damage faster, potentially, but the game can become a real shit show. If Byun moves out now, he's screwed. He really needs these Hellions to help defend this. Okay. So he's building a second Raven. He's swapped around. He should be getting a Cyclone and some Marines in the near future. Likewise, we've already got a Cyclone out for Kua, and he's going to be thinking about siege tanks. Very standard play in the follow-up. So it's just a light medevac pressure for Kua. Good pull by Byun. Very good spotting. Hasn't lost any SCVs just yet. And look at that. The Hellions run in there, and they are going to roast and toast. So, guys, that's a pretty good fight. He only loses 3 SCVs in total this game. One of those was at the start. So 2 SCVs for a couple of Marine kills. Not bad. Raven's already thinking about auto-turret harass. Depot does spot it. How quick does Kua react? Kua has not reacted just yet. So that should get at least an SCV or 2. Ooh, Kua a little slow. And he could kill that when it pops. Yeah, very nice. He gets, ooh, 4 SCVs. Very well done. Hellions are still ready to roam. We've got a Cyclone out for Byun tanks. He's building a 3rd Raven as well. There's only 1 Raven out so far for Kua, so he is down a full Raven. And he's down 8 SCVs as well. Hellions coming forward. It's been a fantastic greedy opening for Byun right now. He's got another Raven that's going to try and harass his opponent. And other than that, he's just got to survive the counter attack that could come. 3rd CC is actually way quicker for Kua here. Another auto turret does come in. This time a much quicker pull on the SCVs. But, okay, another auto turret comes in the natural as well. I mean, I think you're seeing the economic advantage is huge. 10 workers right now, guys. Another SCV goes down there. That brings that up to a total of 11 workers that have killed this game, been killed by Byun this game. A Marine drop could do big damage, though, because remember, Byun, his 3rd CC is kind of late. Yes, he has a 3rd Raven, and he is bringing back this Raven, but it looks like he's going to leave 1 Raven to keep on harassing. Okay. This army is definitely going to be scarier for Kua as it gathers more auto turret energy, more Raven energy. That is why we're seeing some Ravens pull home for Byun. Another one coming in, and man, the mining time alone is so annoying. But good micro by Kua. He's really mitigating the SCV losses. It could be so much worse if he wasn't pulling those back. This drop's going to come on in towards the main base. The depot's on the edge. Very important in TvT. It's going to spot that. Let's see how quickly Byun reacts to this. Byun's army. Oh, he's got to deal with a push on the front at the same time. There is a tank in the main base, but oh, he's going to try and just win the fight at the front. Not a bad idea. Auto turrets go down a little earlier for Kua, though, than his ones do. And auto turrets are beastly, man. 7 SCVs go down in the main base. That drop's still not dealt with. So 8 SCVs in total have fallen here. The tank is going to try and defend this along with 1 Marine, but I mean, 1 tank and 1 Marine doesn't beat 8 Marines in a medevac, even with a Viking there. Ooh, so many SCVs. And guys, we are back from a massive economic lead this whole early game for Byun. And now it's actually in the lead of Kua. Wow, just this 8 Marine drop in the back while the army in the front distracted. But you can see that this did such value. And he's still building Ravens. What? He's still building Ravens, guys. He's up to 4 Ravens. Kua's just like, yeah, let's go 4 Ravens. Why the hell not? Whereas one of the Ravens actually died for Byun. I think maybe he F2'd this one home and it ran through the army. He is going to go into Viking production in the near future. He actually desperately needs it. He opts for 1-1 upgrades instead. Oh man, if Kua gets some good auto turrets, he could wipe this. Equal tank count, but Kua has 2 more Ravens right now and 2 more SCVs. I can't believe he's back in this game. But yeah, Byun really did just overcommit, I think, to the auto turret harass and didn't really have the defense that he needed. And oh no, oh, he loses track of this army. They get ramp control and envision of his 2 reactors that he just built. Byun very maturely gives up the barracks. I would not have been willing to do that. Losing that much barracks build time, the reactor build time. Oh, so rough, dude. But, oh, he tries to surprise him. Nice interference matrix, though. And, oh, shit, auto turret. He's going for the breakers. Cure, a crazy move for Cure. Does it pay off? I don't think so. He gets rid of one of the siege tanks. Maybe if he committed there, he could have done it. But look at that. 2 of his ravens do fall. He's still got a 2 raven advantage. And this is still kind of nasty. Byun has to be careful with his rally point down here. He's got the Viking advantage, though, which definitely makes it hard for Cure to stay in this area. Viking's going to try and take a tank out. Oh, Cure's just got to run, man. Okie doke. Let's check the production tab. +1 attacks on the way. +1 armor now starting. Q is still up 2 workers, and he's just adding his 4th and 5th barracks. Now, 4th and 5th barracks is also being added similar time for Byun, but of course, he's going to be way down in the Marines. He's on 2 verse 13 because those reactors had to be replaced. That's a big problem. Also, Armory is only now starting, whereas the Armory, I mean, I guess the upgrades are still, they're way ahead for Byun right now, but the Armory being so slow does delay him starting his 2-2. He's also low on gas anyway, not that he'd be able to start it. So it's going to be rough for him. And he's still got this forward position, does Cure. Cure's got a great forward position. Byun's not in position at all. I like the pullback, though. I like the pullback. He's got these tanks sieged a bit further back. Oh, Cure. Oh, that was not a good land. I don't think he saw those tanks off to the sides that were actually sieged as like a backup layer of defense, man. And Byun's got to be careful about his rally here. His units are kind of rallying into their death. Oh, Cure does not realize those tanks are sieging right there. Oh, no. Cure, he's going to lose 2 siege tanks. Nicely done by Byun. Meanwhile, more units rallying across. It's still very close on both workers and army, but the 4th command center is almost finished on location for Cure, just starting for Byun. +2 armor starts, and now he does remember +2 attack as well. Armory just starting for Cure. Cure's still way behind on the upgrades, so it actually looks like an okay position for Byun. Sorry, guys. I was watching that Bunny Maru series. Was so excited. I've got it jammed in my head. 5 tanks. So up 1 tank, up 1 Viking. He's down 7 Marines. Shields has been remembered by Cure, so there's no huge advantage for either side. Very similar game. Yeah, I'd say this one's going to be a very even mid-game now. Yeah, this is super even. Oh, catches some units. Oh, Byun. Does he get the medevac? Not quite. He gets a siege tank, but now he's got to run. Oof. Saves a few of the Marines. That medevac surviving means that's not too bad for Cure. Does anyone have a second factory yet? Yeah, they both do. Finished a little bit quicker for Cure. He's also gone 8 barracks really early, which is interesting. So he's going to have a little bit more Marine production up here. Whereas Byun hasn't even thought about that. He's just building command centers. So Byun's setting up a bit better for the late game in terms of more orbitals, more planetaries. He definitely needs to be careful, though, because the Marine momentum is going to be real. He's already down about 15 Marines. And with 3 more barracks coming up and building reactors, there we go, 3 more reactors. That's going to put him on so much Marine production, guys. 16 Marines at a time will be able to be built up against just the 9 or 10 of Byun. Big army on the north, drop distraction on the south. I like that. Oh, so Byun's trying to take a 5th. I actually think it would be better for him if he stayed on 4 bases and just focused on defending that area, because I mean, he's got to realize at this point, if he's distracting you in the bottom right, you know there's an army that's going to materialize on the top side. Oh, this is a big mistake. He's going to lose the command center. Like I said, no reason to take a 5th base this early. Much better to get up orbital command centers that can be used for extra money in the long run. He's going to attack. There is a tank and a planetary there. That is something, the planetary and the tank. He can mass repair to buy himself a bit of time. It's not that big an army, so this could be a little awkward for Cure. He does quickly target fire the Marines to make sure he's not shooting the planetary. But yeah, I think Byun gets a decent enough break on this. Trades out his Marines, but he doesn't lose too much mining on the base or anything like that. Now, another army on the south. It's those Marines again, looking for an angle. 2-2 is finished for Byun. Does need to start that 3-3, but he's a bit low on gas. He's thinking about counterattacking. He's saying, why all defense? Let's also get some offense going, dude. And he will be able to at least take out the sensor tower. Cure doesn't have any tanks. Cure's only got 3 tanks versus 7. Oh no, that's a huge mistake for him. Now, Byun, he's got a tank sieged a bit further back, but he will lose yet another command center. On the front, his tanks are moving forward. A big fight going down. Oh, Q is going to pull all the SCVs to the front. The Viking land, the Marines are there, but the tank positioning is good. I think Byun will hold on here. I think Byun wins this fight. His tank line survives in the back, and he keeps the command center building on the front. What a Chad gamer. He's in range of Q's base, and a confident, powerful Byun, not letting himself get pinned in his corner of the map, says, hey, guess what, dickhead? I'm on fire today. Q is still rubbing the sleep out of his eyes, whereas Byun apparently is just bloody killing it. I say rubbing the sleep out of his eyes. I mean, he's made it to the grand finals of this tournament, so he should be awake by now, right? I don't know, just Byun's tight, man. He's looking so good. Hope he can really kind of string together this performance for some of the big tournaments coming up, TSL and the like. Viking will fall. Who wins this tank trade? I thought only the front tank was in range for Byun, not the back two tanks. Obviously, 3 tanks beat 1, guys. I'm good with numbers. Cure, he's trying to catch this army with a big stim. Only 1 tank sieged. Quickly evacuates out 4 tanks, so good save there. Byun caught a little bit out of position. 5th command center is up. He's going to repair that. He's also got his extra 3 barracks to round out his production. Cure has got a new base in the bottom and another one, so I like the way he's been using his movement to his advantage. But that's enough tanks in the back line. That's a very scary bridge to fight on. And that may have been a bridge too far there for Cure. Byun forms a bit of a... he doesn't quite crack all the way through. Those Marines are a bit too weak, so he wants to try and find a new angle. Q is still very mass Marine focused. I think that makes sense when we look at this map now. If you can just out-position your opponent, these maps are quite big. Having the heavier Marine momentum is very powerful, but it's just after losing that tank Marine push in the north, he gave up way too much control and was never really able to leverage a Marine advantage from that point. Having extra Marine production is only good if you actually get more Marines than them and then take a fight with a big flank or something like that where the Marines can all get in on top of the opponent. It's kind of like using Mass Zealot or Mass Zergling. It's a short-ranged army. It's not like using a heavy siege tank army. Cure, you can see, he's going up against superior Marine count, so you're down in tanks, you're down in Marines. He's basically having to try and force Byun to make mistakes. Byun is not making those mistakes. Byun is looking large, in charge, erect, firm, turgid. And look at this, he's even got tanks covering every single bridge. Cure tried to go around and just got caught. Byun takes out the command center, random Widow Mine, which probably got... That's probably the one from the early game. Looks like it finally shot some stuff. Nice little snipey snipe from Cure with a hot pickup, but look at this, Byun can just shove, shove, shove. And I keep on stimming, and I'm still on using my stim packs, and I'm still using stim packs, and I'm still getting headshots. And Byun using his best FPS Marine micro there is going to be able to just shove through. Look at that. There's no tanks covering the ramp. And he's repositioning all of his tanks on the top. He's in range of the command center now. And he says, come and fight me on my terms, dickhead. Cure cannot afford to give this base up, but he can't defend it either. Tries to drop his own tanks in. Oh, man, but Byun is just all over it. I love the way Q is like, he's writhing around, he's trying to escape, but at a certain point, he just runs out of oxygen to the brain and passes unconscious. Byun strangling Q for a 2-0 lead. Alright guys, let's go into game number 3 here. A very quiet early game with Q in the bottom right. Chilling out a little bit and just saying, no worries, let's just do a double gas SCV scout. And Byun here. Once again going for a 1-Rax opening. 1-Rax expand, but it's a 1-Rax expand into what's this? What's this? Internet? Comment section? Twitch. That's a command center. And then he forgot he built a command center, so he built another command center. Oh my god. No, guys, he's actually just doing the greediest TvT opening. He's gone 1 Reaper into Reacted Marines. I mean, this is a delicious build order if you get away with it. And then 3 racks. So he's actually playing like just such a greedy build, man. And the thing is, the opponent scouts and they see double depot. They think, okay, it's got to be probably a factory. Could even be a cheeky all-in. Like, you know, he doesn't know what he's going up against. So the problem for Byun here is he can't really secure the command center on the low ground versus 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion. So... because he doesn't have a bunker up. I'd say that's one of the weak points. So he cannot move down his ramp. Like, he needs to just run those SCVs right now. Oh, get out of there. Get out of there, bro. Oh, man. Q is going to crush this fight. There's too many units over on the ledge. Guys, if he just runs in, Q wrecks him. Oh, no. Byun in big trouble right now. He does focus fire on a Reaper, though. Okay, so at least he kills something. Oh, but he can't get that other... Okay, focus fires another Reaper. He's going to kill 2 Reapers. But he's going to lose the game. Oh, no. He's got a lot of mules. He can take a lot of damage. He can take a lot of damage, guys, because he's got those 3 command centers already up, dropping mules. Focus the Reaper. Oh, okay. But, dude, he's got to stop rallying SCVs down here. Oh, my God. Those Hellions can really work the angle. Good spread. Oh, okay, gets the Reaper. Well done. Well done. And now he can just drop mules, drop mules, drop mules. He's got to keep dropping mules, man. He's got to recover. You've got to drop mules and get your factory started yesterday. There's already a tank here. A tank and a medevac. Oh, that's probably GG. I actually think shields might have been better than stim in this scenario. But Byun, at least he sees the tank coming, so he can at least kind of pull the boys and just fight this. He actually taps out there. Oof. I guess the Hellions are going to kind of stop the boy pool. Very greedy build for Byun, and I would argue unnecessarily greedy. I think it would be better if he actually just got a bunker up at the front. I think without a bunker, this sort of build's so vulnerable. GG's. All right, guys. We've got Byun in the top left here. Got a little bit too greedy and did get punished. The classic 3 Reaper 2 Alien pressure. I guess one of the few builds that would have caught him out there. Cure in the top right. Happy to have done that, because if he didn't manage to kill him there, Byun was going to have just an immense amount of money. Like, it's one of those builds where Byun knew he was kind of flipping a coin, just hoping he got away with it. And the way Cure did it, where he didn't throw away any units, didn't really interact. Because, like, if he throws away an early Reaper accidentally, trying to, like, jump up the ledge, you know, anything like that, it really weakens his pressure. If he only goes 2 Reapers, 1 Hellion, Byun's just fine. But I do think Byun should have had all of his Marines on the natural. I think like if a Reaper jumps in, it's going to kill an SCV, a couple SCVs and be annoying, but you've got 3 Rex Marine that can like rally out to defend that and you can react. But if Reaper Hellion runs in the front, it does a lot more damage. So I think what we saw there, in my mind, says you should always have all the Marines on the front past like whenever 3 Reaper 2 Hellion could arrive. So that would be my argument for how you would adjust that setup and how you would change it to make it a little bit better. Factory is on the way as well. All right, I'm thinking about this map right now, guys, and I'm really thinking about this watchtower and then like also just dropping this whole back area. Like, okay, so Byun's going to expand to the front. They're both going to expand to the front. Do they expand in a straight line? I really wonder about drops on this top angle and who controls the watchtower. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be a weird TvT. I haven't seen TvT on this map. I don't know if I've seen a single one. Okay, so reactor comes down, so it's gonna be 2 Reapers and a Hellion for Byun. And Cure, he went 1 Reaper into reactor. So because of his SCV scout, he was like, yep, let's go straight reactor. And he's holding the Reaper button down. So Cure is like, let's go for a giant Reaper Hellion aggression. He might go for 5 Reapers and 3 Hellions. And just look to overwhelm. And against, of course, a Byun who's just like, I'm building a reactor, I'm making a starport, I'm doing the normal things. He will not have many units to deal with that. So I actually think this has quite a lot of potential damage. Does he Q2 more Reapers? Yes, he does. And 1 more Hellion. 1 more Hellion. 100 minerals hits. 1 more Hellion. Beautiful. All right, guys. He's going at least 5 Reapers and 3 Hellions. Cyclone needs to start immediately. And more importantly for Byun, this Widow Mine needs to be in a good position. Now, the problem... Yeah, basically, that Widow Mine, if it gets a big hit, if it gets splash damage, it can really buy him a bit of time. But if he goes for a medevac, lifts up his guys and moves out, and then these guys run in, this game's going to become a shit show really quick. And he's not building a Cyclone! Oh, no. Uh-oh. Byun swapped the factory off because he wants to go straight Raven, and he's moving out. Oh, God. I think Byun loses this because Cure, he should definitely change his rally point back, but he can get a Cyclone out soon after that drop arrives. And he does start a Cyclone, and he can, yeah, he's going to have Cyclones and Marines popping to shut this down. Meanwhile, there is nothing that can defend this. Hellion runs in and dies. Cure is going to dive up that ramp and get straight on in there. There's not even a wall off right now. Oh, my lord. Okay, the drop does get in there. The SCVs have been pulled, though. And he's going to quickly pick up and move. He says, okay, can't let my guys get surrounded. The lack of a cyclone here, you can see how deadly that is. If you have a cyclone here, you're at least doing some damage. Q not really microing this. He's too busy microing at home. And the SCVs actually get a pretty deadly surround. But does it matter? 16 SCVs have already gone down. Byun has only killed 3. And the cyclone will finally shut this one down. The Hellion will get taken out as well. 22 workers have gone down. And Byun's Marines over here, they need to do the Lord's work. He focuses down the enemy Marine. He's still got 2 Marines there. He's got a Reaper on the natural. He needs to kill at least 4 or 5 more workers to keep this going, guys. Oh, Medevac does save those units, but there's a Cyclone here, and that means you dead, son. He's going to drop the Marines and just try and focus down 1 or 2 more SCVs before he goes down. It does fall. The Reaper runs in. It gets 1 red hit point SCV. Gets another SCV. And you know what? Byun's ahead on the workers. Byun's actually up on 18 workers. He's actually done it. He's actually ahead on the workers. I'm not saying he's won the game, but it looked like so terrible, right? Having lost 21 workers, whereas he did end up getting it all the way to 19 in the end, though. So, you know, it's actually a surprisingly close trade. He was a bit slower. Kua, was a bit slower to get back into the SCV production. Both sides have a Raven out. Byun's has a bit more energy. They're both in a really fragile position, but recovering. And Byun has a small lead. Fantastic to see both sides microing that so well. And these are those situations where in my games, I crush or get crushed. Based on like whoever's army goes in first usually wins in that scenario, because I'm too busy as Byun. In his scenario, I'm microing my SCVs and I look back and my drop has just been surrounded by SCVs and Marines and killed. And I'm like, oh, I'm bad at StarCraft, you know? Or it's the opposite. And I'm like, oh, cool. I like killed all your SCVs and I look back and just A-move my shit and defend. But these guys are both so good at microing. That's what I love about top level TvT. There's so many scenarios that at lower level TvT, the players just kind of die. But, oh, he gets a double lock. Oh, that's so rough for Kua. And I think it's because the Marine on the watchtower maybe even saw him coming, right? I don't know if you can avoid getting spotted if they've got the watchtower. And now Byun comes in and says, it's auto turret time, baby. And any time you deny mule mining is obviously huge. Gets 2 SCVs, a bit of mule mining, and he can come right back in and deny those mules even longer. Almost gets a 3rd SCV there. Oh shit, he got a Raven on the top side as well. I didn't even notice that. Oh, okay, very nicely done here by Byun. So he's just spamming auto turrets like crazy. Gets even more SCVs, even more mule trips lost as well. Oh, and he's got enough units to defend? Depends on the Ravens. Oh, okay, Byun gets a good lock, but oh no, one of them gets broken at least. The Raven's almost dead, but it's not dead yet. There is a tank in the back. Raven comes in, another auto turret, another one's gonna go in the main as well. Oh, good interference matrix here. And that tank is gonna try and siege up there. I think he just gives up the siege tank here. Looks like this Raven can drop an auto turret as well whenever Byun feels like it, putting Kua in a dire position. Kua's economy is so shit right now, guys. The Vikings can already start to wear him down. Yet another auto turret goes down. And Byun really leaning into the auto turret harass today, something which normally gets you killed by their counter push. But he just felt like, nah, especially after he killed that Raven on the top, that he could just get it done. And he does lose his harassment Raven. He's, of course, down to 2 Ravens. One of these ones returned home here. And look at that. Oh, he finds a depot. Well done. Kua will get a depot up there. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. You don't want to lose your Raven. Kua is rebuilding SCVs. He's got Vikings rallying. Nice tank shot for Byun. And Byun can kind of just move his units forward now and start to get some more damage. Oof. Good lock on there by Kua. Definitely wouldn't mind seeing Byun repairing that. He's trying to build depots right now. His production is halted by this supply block. Cyclone's going to run into this natural. Byun continuing to try and force Kua to be all in. And I think just seeing that empty mineral line when you know that your natural is completely filled with workers, it's got to feel so good. Kua is getting desperate at this stage. I mean, his Vikings even saw this come, but he should have landed them. Should have done something to respond. Now he's going to pull back down. Cyclone with a bit of micro from Byun is going to pick off 1, 2 more SCVs. And the tank will take him out as he tries to get out of there. But Q is desperate. He's got to do damage. He's down 28 workers. 3rd command center's almost finished. I mean, there's still only one barracks, but he's actually built a second starport. Oh, Byun realizing that if he loses air control, that's the one way Kua could win this game. And Kua's been so focused on Vikings, but with 3 Vikings building at a time, Byun will catch up pretty quickly. It's just right now he is outnumbered, so he's got to be careful. The bunker's going to buy him just a little bit of time. That forces the siege up further back than Kua would have liked to do it. And, okay, here we go. 2 more Vikings come out, and that gives Byun the advantage, guys. He's got 6 Vikings versus 5 here. And that gives him the Viking advantage, and that should be the game-winning advantage because it's even tank counts, only 1 more tank for Kua, and Kua just knows that he can't break this situation. And yet he's not building SCVs because, hey, guess what? He's in a terrible spot. A Marine backstab is being queued in as well. Byun just keeps sending these backstabs in saying, you need to do something, you're all in. And every time Kua rebuilds a few SCVs, a few more Marines walk in, and Byun confidently dismantling Kua in this series, and I think this is going to force Kua's hand. Kua's, I think, he's just gonna go. Kua's like, yeah, fuck this shit, man. He actually mistimes this. His interference matrix is going a little bit early. They are very nice, as are his auto turrets, but Byun throws down 6 auto turrets just to stall out the advance. He doesn't land his Vikings, though, which I was a little surprised by. I thought he was going to land the Vikings as well. It looks like he is going to lose all of his tanks. Oh, he keeps 1 tank alive, but his Vikings can just land on top. Q is going to unsiege, the Vikings are going to land there, and Q is still trying to force his way, and the Marines are still there on the other side of the map. You're kidding me! Oh my god, Byun devastates Q with 3-1. What an absolute beast Byun is this week. GG, well played, winning the ESL NA Weekly.